past couple of years, I've heard a phrase used in the church world that I don't think was around much when I was growing up. Back in the day, if you will, it seemed like the whole point of church was to get me to believe. I needed to believe the right stuff about the Bible. I needed to believe the right stuff about me and my faith. I needed to believe the right stuff about the world. And if I believed the right stuff, then it would change my behavior and I would be on the right track. Now, all of this is important. What we believe does matter because it often shapes how we think and how we live. But the phrase I've been hearing lately that feels especially relevant to how we help the next generation grow in their faith is this: in order to believe, you have to belong. Now, I'm not sure I'm fully all in on that phrase, but I do resonate with the principle. Our kids and teenagers are growing up in a world where connection and belonging feel more important than ever. People have always wanted to belong to something, whether it's a group, an organization, a team, a community. But today, when teenagers are bombarded with voices telling them what to believe and how to live, what often influences them most isn't just ideas, it's relationships. Like who they connect with and where they feel like they belong often wins the day. When we connect with others, it's powerful. We feel like we're not alone. We feel like we're walking in the same direction. That kind of connection can happen on a sports team and in a job or with a group of friends, and that's exactly what our teenagers are longing for. As parents, we have the chance to help them value these connections and choose the ones that matter most. If you're watching this, my guess is that your hope and your prayer is for your teenager to have a real connection with the living God, a relationship that's authentic and lasting. You probably also want them to connect with other believers in church or youth group, building friendships that go deep and endure. That was certainly the prayer that my wife and I had as our kids moved through their teenage years. So what can you do to help them make the kinds of connections that really matter? Well, first, connect yourself. If you want your teenagers to connect with Jesus, then pursue that connection in your own life. You don't have to be perfect, but you can be authentic. Show your kids what it looks like to live out your faith in real ways, because modeling matters. Well, speaking of modeling, model being in community. Don't just tell your teenagers that it's important to connect with others in church. Show them by doing it yourself. Yes, life is busy and it can be hard to make deep friendships as adults, but it's worth it. When our teenagers see us investing in relationships at church, they are far more likely to follow our example than just listen to our words. And then finally, facilitate connections for your teenager. Help them commit to youth group or Sunday school or whatever faith community you're a part of. And remember, relationships take time. So in a world that tends to move on quickly, help your teenagers stick with it. Like get to know their leaders and put your teens in environments where those relationships can grow. Maybe invite leaders into your home and support them and open doors for your teenager to connect deeply. At the end of the day, we all want our teenagers to believe, but in today's world, belonging often comes first. And as parents, we can model it, we can live it, and we can create space for it. And when our teenagers find real belonging in Christ and in his people, belief often follows in a way that is stronger and more lasting than anything that we could ever force.